Hello, everyone. I'm Tom Casady. I'm your public safety director here in Lincoln, and I'm passionate about saving lives. And I want you to be passionate about it too, so I'm going to teach you how to save a life in 60 seconds. I can do it because it happens every day in the United States where someone who's learned to save a life in 60 seconds does exactly that. And what I'm talking about and how you're going to help save a life is by understanding the importance of reacting quickly when someone suffers sudden cardiac arrest out of the hospital. Cardiac arrest is one of the leading causes of death. It's the orange slice in this pie of causes of death. The other slices are things like breast cancer and prostate cancer and automobile accidents and shootings. But sudden cardiac arrest is what kills people in the United States of America. And it's survivable in many cases. Not all, but many cases. About 400,000 people are going to suffer cardiac arrest here in the United States this year. That's cardiac arrest that occurs outside of a hospital setting, out there in the public someplace or in a home, and not very many of those people will survive. The survival rate for sudden cardiac arrest in the United States is about 11%. Unfortunately, about a third of those people could survive because the type of cardiac arrest they suffered is a survivable cardiac arrest. The critical difference is whether they got immediate care. And immediate care does not come from doctors, nurses, or paramedics. It comes from people like you and me, people who happen to be there when the cardiac arrest occurs. Because if a cardiac arrest happens in the forest and no one is around, it's not survivable. Cardiac arrests that are witnessed and cardiac arrests where the patient gets immediate care in the form of bystander CPR are the ones that are survivable. Now, it's a tragedy, but it's also quite true. Every paramedic I know has been to the scene of a cardiac arrest, arriving 7, 8, 10, 11 minutes after the 911 call, only to find a small group of people standing around watching their coworker, their friend, or their family member die right in front of them, doing nothing except waiting. Bystander CPR doubles or triples your chance of surviving. This is why you should be really nice to the people you work with. They're the ones you're going to depend when you're on the ground to help you. And I want you to be one of those people who's prepared to help. Now, I imagine that most people in here have had some kind of training on CPR at some point in their life. You had it in high school, maybe junior high. You had it in the Red Cross swimming class. You had it when you worked on your first day merit badge, right? Lots of you have had that. But there's probably no one in here that's carrying around a card in their wallet that says, I am certified to conduct CPR. Well, guess what? If I'm the victim, I don't care about your certification. I don't even care about your training. I care about your willingness to jump in and help. So I'm going to refresh that training you had back in 2000 or 1998 or 2004 on how to do bystander CPR. And it's become much more simple in recent years because now we only teach hands-only CPR. So in the chain of survival, the things that you need to survive a cardiac arrest, you need emergent care at the beginning, someone to recognize it, someone to call 911, someone to perform emergency CPR, someone to go and get the AED, and then only then do you care much about what happens at the hospital. It's very, very important. You know, a system of care at the hospital is a critical factor in survival, but unless you make it there alive, it's all for naught. So we're going to teach everyone how to do CPR and refresh it here in 60 seconds. In fact, I think I can do it in less than 60 seconds. So start the clock. Pull the patient off the chair. Get them flat on the ground, on their back. Put your hands one on top of the other, right in the middle of the chest. Push hard and fast. Don't stop. Don't stop. There. I think that was only 15 seconds. That's the critical thing you need to know in the event of a cardiac emergency is to get on the chest with both hands, push hard and fast, and don't stop. Now, there's a lot more to learn about CPR, and I highly recommend that people get even more training. It's a good thing to go to a class. It's a good thing to have the American Red Cross come to your workplace and do an hour-long session during your lunch and learn about CPR. But I've just taught you what you have to know to get started. And I want to tell you that every single day in the United States of America, there are a few dozen people that survive and ultimately walk out of the hospital without any functional deficit because someone was willing, despite their lack of knowledge, to get down and to start doing it. And another way I'm going to help you do this is by giving you an application. The application is called PulsePoint. It's a smartphone application. It's available for both Android and iPhone. It costs nothing. It's free. It doesn't require any kind of an account to be set up. It doesn't collect any information from you at all. It sits there on the desktop or on the home screen of your phone between Angry Birds and Candy Crush until it's needed. And when it's needed, it delivers an alert to you that says you're close to someone who needs CPR that's in a public place. PulsePoint it's a revelation. It's connected to the feed at the 911 center, and it delivers a map to you of where that patient is and where the closest AED is, so you get directions if you're within about a quarter mile. Since it's connected to the data feed from the 911 center, it actually gives you all of the dispatches that the local EMS provider is being dispatched on. In our case, that's Lincoln Fire and Rescue. And if you want to, you can set up other kinds of alerts, not just cardiac emergencies, but other things like traffic collisions or fires, things that are guaranteed to be a traffic snafu. I need you to get PulsePoint so that you can be the person in this news article from the Lincoln Journal-Star, a 42-year-old man from Naperville, Illinois, that walked out of the hospital less than a week after his cardiac arrest with no deficit at all. Or better yet, this one from Omaha just a few weeks ago, where two strangers performed CPR on an infant, an 8-month-old, who suffered cardiac arrest in a Walmart store. You can be that person. You can also be the person that helps other people to save a life in 60 seconds by helping me to spread the word about PulsePoint. Download it yourself. If you already have it, tell the person next to you about it. Show it to them on your phone. And when you get back to work or you get back to your house, show it to other people and help me save another life in 60 seconds. Thank you.